It is December, but it definitely doesn't feel like it, does it? Wow. Oh, that's why. See, you could have not told me that last part. Stand by. Stay wide to start. Well, Michaela, first of all, just to make it clear, is we're looking at both those fires right there. This, the one at the bottom of the screen, that's going to be the bonfire. That's going to be Santiago Canyon. The one more up to the top, about 14 miles away, that's going to be the one in Corona. That's right by the 91. They call that one the airport fire because the Corona airport is right next to where that fire is burning. As Vinny kind of pans down a little bit, you can actually see some neighborhoods out here in the Santiago Canyon. This is going to be the bonfire, and flames relatively close to a lot of these homes. Now, the good news is 240 firefighters on the ground. Some of those are going to be the Forest Service. Some of those are going to be all from the Orange County Fire Authority, and they are down there, and they have been doing structure protection. Right now, we don't even really see any of those hot spots that were here just moments ago. Firefighters on the ground, we actually saw them actively pulling hose lines and keeping these flames from getting too close to a lot of these homes. Michaela, you were talking about the winds. Well, the winds have really been so detrimental to the firefighters, but in a way it's also been keeping these flames, for the most part, luckily, it is just luck, away from some of these neighborhoods down there. Most of the smoke you can see is basically almost laying flat, blowing off the mountain, the Silverado Canyon area, laying flat into the Orange County area. So there, air quality is going to be horrible out there this afternoon. Right now, though, the firefight does continue, but what really the crux is right now is the winds are keeping those aircraft from flying to help those firefighters on the ground. Michaela? Yes. Oh, we definitely have in the past, and we're hopeful that we won't see it today. A lot of those areas that are going to be just to the southwest of where where the fire is our previous burn. So there isn't a lot of vegetation. But that being said, there's also a lot of homes out there. We don't want to see anybody's backyard catch fire, or heaven forbid, even a house. Yep. COVID. Well, I'm guessing that we're up on Skyfox. I mean, Skyfox is up on Facebook, so going to kind of say hello to a lot of you folks out here. We've been up over both these fires all morning. This is, if you're just joining us, this is going to be the Bond fire, as in James Bond. Well, actually, wasn't named after James Bond. I just didn't want the confusion up here in the morning. We thought they were saying bonfire, like, you know, somebody had made a bonfire, but apparently Bond is the name of the street where the fire started this morning. That was actually started as a house fire. Early morning hours, that house fire, they put that fire out, but it spread into the brush out here, creating this 2,000 plus acre, almost 3,000 acres worth of fire out here in the Silverado Canyon, Orange County area. Now there is a second fire burning about 14 miles, what is that, north, just straight north from where this one is, and that's going to be out in the Corona area. They are calling that one the airport fire. The reason why is because it's burning next to the Corona airport. Now, the Corona airport, the airport fire, there isn't a lot of homes in that area, and it's marsh that's actually burning. There's actually, that area is wetlands. So it's pretty interesting to just kind of glance out there and see all that smoke. They do have firefighters out there. They're keeping an eye on that, but basically what is burning is just wetlands. So there isn't too much that can be affected as in property out there in that area. The 71 freeway does drive right by there. Earlier this morning, we made our way over there. And Vinny's giving you a fantastic shot. Those buildings you see at the bottom of the screen, just past the mountain, that's going to be the airport. That's going to be, well, a part of that is the airport. There's an industrial park over there as well. But that's the airport, the Corona airport, and then all that area behind it, that's all just wetlands over there. We've actually covered aircraft that have gone down in that area, and we can't even see it because the brush is so overgrown, and it is marshy land, wetland underneath all of that. So that's what's burning right there as he's continuing that pan. The 71 freeway is going to be underneath that smoke. We did see it come to a complete stop earlier this morning, very early this morning. We understand it is open still, both directions. Possibly there was some flames that made its way right up to the freeway. Some folks didn't want to drive through the smoke or through the fire, so they stopped. As far as the freeways go out here this morning, everything seems to be pretty open. Okay, the 241, very close by the Santiago fire that we're seeing right there. They named it the bonfire, but it's in the Santiago Canyon area. 241 open this morning, and both directions. The 71, the 91, the ones that are actually by the Corona fire, also all staying open right now. 240 firefighters on the ground, aircraft in the air. That seems to be the big question. Are they up? Are they not up? We do know that there's a helitack up now. Who is helitack, Stu? What are you talking about? Helitack basically is an aircraft that will control the airspace. It's basically a mobile tower, as it would be. They would keep an eye on what aircraft are flying, give them assignments where to drop, things like that. But apparently there are no actual firefighting aircraft because of the winds. The winds, they are gusty, they are unpredictable. Adam doing a fantastic job keeping Skyfox happy this afternoon, morning, whatever it is. Still morning. It's a well-established morning. I'm just hopeful that it was afternoon. But for any of you aviation nuts, we are not in our Skyfox. We're in one of our backup aircraft. So power management, that's what Adam's all about this morning, keeping us safe and flying around up here in the winds at 8,000 feet above the Santiago Canyon, the Bond fire. I wish, not a problem. We can take a look what's over there. Oh, so Vinny pushing into some of those neighborhoods down there. And you can see the fire. Just moments ago we were talking with Michaela, and then we didn't have any active fire. We couldn't see any active fire. And just a few moments later, there's a big bulk of fire behind homes down there. Now, they do have mandatory evacuations. I can almost guarantee you it's that neighborhood that we're looking at almost straight down from us because of the fire activity so close to the homes. We're making our way. That's what Adam was just telling me, that we have to move to the other side of the fire. So we're going to kind of just get this look, Google Earth type of shot as we're making our way to the, what is that going to be? That's going to be west side of the fire. We're going to the west side of the fire. So, at any rate, we're up on Facebook. If you guys are new and you're going to be listening in and you're going to say things like, well, this guy is laughing or he's not paying attention, does he know his mic is open? Yes, I do know my mic is open. You guys, this is kind of behind the scenes, more relaxed news reporting. I have other shiny things that will distract me. I wish I could play along and read comments. Up at 8,000 feet, we don't have cell service. We don't have any internet service. So there's that. Irvine Lake, just if you guys are looking and you know the area, that's Irvine Lake that you're looking at right there. And the fire has been making its way kind of towards this area. These are going to be these are backfires. Aren't these backfires, Vinny? Like these spots right off of Santiago Canyon. I think those are backfires right there. And it backfires, the fire department, they do that to burn off vegetation, bulldozers down there too. So they're basically just burning off vegetation so that if the fire makes its way to this area or an ember makes its way over here, it'll have no fuel to burn. Those bulldozers down there, those are cutting lines. I don't think those numbers, like what we're seeing right there, aren't going to fall into containment numbers. But in that shot, you can actually see that smoke just blowing across the ground right there. I can guarantee you those gusts probably about 30 miles an hour, that smoke really moving. And that kind of gives you an idea what those firefighters have to deal with down there on the ground this afternoon. 240 of them. Got the Forest Service down there. You've got the Orange County Fire Authority. I think that kind of encompasses a lot of different fire departments in the Orange County area. So, at any rate, if you're just joining us here on Facebook and my mind or my voice wanders, just know I know my mic is hot. I know you guys are listening, and I do get distracted, and we might sing some Christmas carols, and it is not because we don't take this seriously. It's because we got other things going on. But at any rate, always enjoy you guys being here. Wish I could follow along and read some of the comments. But today is one of those days where we are just up high looking at fire out here. Mandatory evacuations for a lot of folks in the Silverado Canyon area. And a lot of smoke for the Orange County folks again. They're really getting hit hard this season. We were just out here a couple weeks ago, maybe a month or two ago, with the Foothill Ranch fire. And that was putting out a lot of smoke for a lot of folks. And then you got the Corona one, which is, just the edge of Riverside, but Riverside not really getting affected. Orange County getting hit hard with the smoke from that fire as well. Okay. Why'd we come over here? Just because? Oh, SoCal moved us. Go ahead. Yes, right? Most definitely. But thank you for asking. Adam, you got anything interesting to add to Facebook? No? All right. No, why? He's down, yeah. The bulk of the fire over there in the corner. He's going down the hillside. Those dozers are amazing. I want to do a sweeps piece about the dozers. Yes. Go ahead. Go ahead, Base. Yes, it is. This is the Bond fire. Because we moved. Maybe it isn't like James Bond. Maybe it's like, like a security bond or like a bail bond. Vinny, you got anything cool to add to Facebook? We should pot everybody up. In this aircraft, we could do all three, right? 2.9 HD, we can't. 2.9 HD can only, you're only limited to two pots. In here? And you're not hearing a lot of the conversation down there, but the pilots in the past have had open mics in the aircraft, and you just got to realize that, you know, we're just run-of-the-mill, average guys, gals sometimes. We have some female pilots. I don't think any female pilots have gotten in trouble, though. But trust me, they're just as animated as the male pilots. I'm trying to think how I can say it not to offend anybody. They're just as animated, but very vocal, and they use colorful language. And so at any rate, some of the pilots have in the past gotten in a little bit of trouble because they didn't know their mics were open and were being animated and using colorful language. Yes, go ahead. We can stay here for another 10 minutes. We can stay here for 12 minutes for you. That's 2% more. You're welcome. Yeah, that little neighborhood, I know it's going to be tough to get, but that little neighborhood's really getting hammered by smoke right now. Even my fancy iPad map isn't giving me street names. We're in a backup today, so we don't have any of the mapping capabilities. I would love to turn it on and say, oh, straight down. Yeah, straight down 9 o'clock. This is something else a little bit behind the scenes. There's a lot of coordination that goes on between the pilot and the camera person. It is definitely teamwork for sure. And yep. Power limited. In the old days, I used to work very well with some of the pilots. Now I'm just a guy that talks. I'm just annoying. Go ahead. Many pilots. No, they want to know how long we can stay after 8. So what's our total time? Total time on station? Just kind of pencil us in for departure right around 8:10. 8:10. It's not a hard out, but just kind of think that we need to go get fuel right around 8:10. That's why I told him 8:10. Haven. There you go, 71 is shut down. Would have been nice to know. And the folks down on the ground or on Facebook, nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what the things you're doing. The ride we're having up here. Oh, something else I came across yesterday was a picture of me and Dave. Yeah. It was when I had my plane. Yeah. Picture only, copy all. Yeah, it was when he was teaching me to fly. True. Who's like recent? We lost Roscoe, right? Who else did we lose recently from the air from us? Wasn't there somebody else? Or maybe I just learned about it. Right. Yeah. Really? At 8,000 feet? Here, let me open the window. Is that going to help? Oh. Here, I'm bringing in the oxygen. So yeah, so it's not just kind of hypoxia. It'll be serious. Right. Definitely. If you're wondering what we're talking about, and you should. People on Facebook should be like, what are they talking about? What are they talking about? We're talking about hypoxia. That is oxygen deprivation. And that happens about 10,000 feet, according to the... It could. Right. And temperature, age, temperature, physical... yeah, there's a lot of factors. But Vinny's starting to feel a little hypoxia. So... I think Adam's in a constant state of hypoxia, so he doesn't affect him like other people. Adam is the pilot, by the way. Just close your eyes. Use the force, Adam. Use the force. So. You can see the winds are getting a little less. The smoke not laying as flat. And even over there, winds are slowing. Because of the hot cocoa party is going to have to be the hot cocoa protest. And then they can have as many people over as they want. They're on the off air. They're talking about, if you guys are local and you are all into multitasking, maybe at home, staying at home, being safe, you can have the Facebook Live open, and you can also have the show on television. And you can, because, yeah, we cross back and forth. We're listening to the show. That's one of the many voices in my ears. Yes, I can. We are still at the bonfire. Yes, we are. Copy. I'll tease. The airport fire. Don't mention the airport. Copy all. Don't. Okay. Don't get people confused. Copy. I know. I'm confused. I remember when I used to shoot reality television, they always used to say that, like one producer always used to say that. You know what? Don't shoot it like that. You're going to confuse the viewers. I'm thinking to myself, it's a high school. Prep for the 8. I'm going to start writing my notes. Thank you. Right? Oh, I remember. I remember that series. Yeah. Uh huh. Oh, he was. So he was the mummy. Wow. Now this is a time when some people are logging on and they're like, "What is this guy talking about? Why is he talking about the mummy? Talking about Bosch, for gosh sakes." Even though Bosch is on its last season, a lot of my friends just starting to realize the quality of the show. Vinny's got us off. Don't pass out, Vinny. There's a lot of paperwork that we have to do if that happens. Well, yeah, yeah. If you guys are just flipping on the Facebook, I don't know how that works exactly, but I think you just kind of join us where we are in the live stream. So we're over the Silverado Canyon area. We're looking at the Bond fire. This is a fire that started as a structure fire early in the early morning hours out here in Orange County off of Silverado Canyon, and sadly spread into the brush. Now we're talking 3,000 acres plus have burned out here. Fire continues to burn. There we go. Oh, this wasn't early morning hours. What time was it? What time was the fire? 10? Yeah, that was last night. Why don't people correct me? Just because nobody's listening, Stu. Nobody's listening. Do, 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 do. Hey, hey, hey. This is the reason why we don't pod your mic up. Copy all. Yes, go ahead. 124.1. T11's on the switch. What? Morning. Well, you know what? They got Adam as the pilot today. He's at the tiller, and you know what? He's keeping it pretty smooth. We're kind of just pointed right into the wind, so that's keeping it nice and smooth. But we're watching what's going on down there at the bonfire, and we're taking a look what the shot is right there. A little alcove of homes out here in the Silverado Canyon. We just watched as some hot spots really started getting close to some of those homes right there, right in their backyards. And we actually saw firefighters make their way, ground protection, structure protection, making their way to this area. We haven't seen them pull any hoses, but they're definitely down there, and they are keeping an eye on where these flames are going. This is just a little tiny hot spot. As Vinny gets a little bit wider of a shot out here, you can actually see the bulk of the fire. That's the 3,000 plus acres that have burned. Started around 10 o'clock last night. We heard Mario talk about now they have 500 firefighters on the ground. That is a huge number, and they're going to need every one of those boots on the ground to contain these flames. We made a roundabout of the whole area earlier on. We saw dozers out there. We saw them doing backfires. Those are all things that they're going to do to kind of keep those flames from moving in a direction that they don't want the fire to move in. The wind, well, it picks up and then it drops down. Sometimes the smoke laying completely flat. Other times kind of rises up a little bit, and that shows that the winds are slowing down. But by no means are we hearing any kind of relief from the high winds. So this fire is going to continue to burn, and it gives you an idea with this wide shot where this fire is going. There's plenty of fuel up here in these hills. If it gets entrenched in there, the winds change direction, this fire could burn for weeks. Michaela? Pushing. Yep. '71 freeway closed. Yeah. Good morning, assignment desk. Thank you for asking. Everybody's always like, where are you? What can you do for us? And it was so nice to hear how we are. How are you this morning? Right about 4 minutes or so. We might be able to stretch it a couple of minutes if you desperately need us, but we should really be out of here by 15 after. I'm doing the Scotty. I'm giving her all she's got, sir. Well, if you guys are still on Facebook and watching and listening and all those other great things, I always appreciate it. Little selfless promotion. What is it called? Anyways, if you guys want, you can follow me on Facebook. You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on Twitter. Those are the ones I use, my social media. I don't have TikTok. I don't know why I don't have TikTok. I don't have, what's the other one? What's the Parlay? What is that other one? I don't have the Parlay. So, but at any rate, you guys can follow me on any one of those. I'm always up for conversation and comments, good, bad, ugly. I'm always there, checking in, unless I don't have internet, like we don't have internet right now at 8,000 feet. But at any rate, we're going to be heading off for some fuel. My guess is going to be fuel and come right back. So we're going to be going over to John Wayne Airport and grab some snacks, some water, some coffee, some fuel for the helicopter, and then make our way back out here. The airport fire really looks like it's going nuts out there. But again, that area is just a lot of marshlands, wetlands out there. I don't know if there's a difference between marsh and wetland, or if it's the same thing. I think marsh means something different. But those are wetlands out there, so swampy type of stuff. But a lot burning out there. Take a look at that. That thing's just going. And I don't want to say unchecked, but the firefighter efforts over there are less than what's going on over here at Silverado, mostly because there's no structures in that area, and I guess boots on the ground would be very difficult because of the wetlands in that area. 71 freeway closed both directions. We were talking about how it was open. Now we're hearing it is closed. I feel the helicopter making a turn. I guess we're going to be making our way over to beautiful John Wayne Airport. If you guys are watching, thank you. I mean, if you are, you are. If you have the audio up, thank you. And you can always put on Fox, Channel 11, if you guys are local. We got a lot of newsy goodness on there. They're talking about the coronavirus, talking about the next lockdown. Wish I could join in on a conversation, a candid conversation about that. You can see the skid right there in the shot. Some people always say, they get weird about, oh, there's a skid in the shot. There's a, guys, we're in a helicopter. We're not just some free flowing entity up in the air. And I don't think getting a picture of the aircraft every now and then or a portion of the aircraft is actually a problem. But at any rate, that's just my personal opinions. Other people have them as well that may differ, and that's why we love the internet. You can always share. At any rate. Thanks for the listen. We love the love, and look for me on the internet, and I'll look for you, and hopefully we can chat it up later on. We'll be back, I'm sure, probably about an hour or so, 45 minutes to an hour.
Yes, ma'am, clearing up the top of the TFR, the bonfire headed south.
How you doing, Vinny?
Thank you.